Okay. Now I tell you other situation. If, as I told you also, if the password change functionality is only accessible when you logged in, as we have seen on a website that when we log in, it also asks us to change the username. And that time, even if they don't have field to change the username over there, but still this username will be going in the message body, right? If I change the username here, for example, this is change password functionality. This is change password functionality. And they don't allow me to change the username here. They don't allow me, right? I enter a password and I click login, and here my proxy is enabled. My proxy is enabled. I click login, where it will be going here. I did not change the username over there because in the change password it was disabled. But can I change password username here or not? Can I change it here or not? Same situation like hidden
Yes.
form fields.
Yes.
Right? So even if the website is not allowing you to change the password at that place, so you can capture it in the proxy and change your username, whatever username you want. So this is another situation. Depending upon how your website which you are going to hack work, you can apply this technique. Up to here, clear, students?
Yes, doctor, clear.
Okay. Now, another situation is that almost all the websites, they allow you to have a link for forgotten password. You say that I have forgotten the password, and then they ask you some questions. When you answer those questions, then they allow you to change your password, right?
Yes, doctor.
This is the most vulnerable, because when you have forgotten the password, at that time, they will not ask you current password, because you are only requesting when you say you don't remember your current password, right?
Yes.
Understand or not?
Yes.
This is the most vulnerable approach. Now I tell you how you do it. When you create any account on the website, what secret question they ask from you? What secret question? In which city you were born, right?
What is your favorite color?
What is your favorite color? Does your friend knows your favorite color or not? Your friend knows your favorite color, right?
Yeah.
Even you can put your favorite color on your Facebook profile, or from your post someone can analyze that your favorite color is what. Or even if he don't knows, how many attempts he need? How many attempts? Hardly there are 10, 12 colors, right? How many
Yeah,
colors?
I think he gonna try the most popular one. Then
Yes, he can try most popular one. That's it. Okay. Other question is, in which city you were born? So if you're living in Alhassa, most probably you were born in Alhassa, right? Or if you were not born in the same city, with a little bit effort, I can find out in which city you were born. For example, from your CV, from your website, I can know what is your home time or not. Tell me. Correct?
yes.
Then where is the secret that in which city you were born? So these kind of questions, they are really vulnerable for these kind of attacks. And this is the most vulnerable because here the possible options are not so many. And you can easily launch the brute force or guess the different situations to hack the password easily. And also in the forgotten password functionality, when you are entering your answers, usually there is no check on number of attempts, that how many times you enter the username or how many times you answer the secret question. Okay. So password function, forgotten password usually ask a standard question, which is relatively easy to break, like mother, maiden name, favorite color, first school. So first school, I can find it from your CV. So this is how you can launch guess password on the secret questions, or you can apply brute force because the possible combinations here are less as compared to password combinations on the actual password. So these are the steps which you can do. Okay, so you can go and try in your selected websites, go and click on forgotten password link, and then go and try for different users. You create your own users and then try to guess and see how the website works and how you can hack it. Or you can generate a recovery email, and also when you generate the recovery email, as I explained you that how you can change the username over there. So you can change over there as well. Up to here, clear, students?
Clear, doctor. Also, some web application they send all the information to your email.
Yes.
So you can just write the email, then you can collect all the information, the username and password.
Yes, that is major flaw. That is the major flaw. Okay. The other situation is remember me. Remember me, when you click remember me, so how programmatically this is implemented? We need to think how remember me is programmatically implemented. So applications implement remember me option to facilitate the user that they don't have to enter username and password every time they log into the website. But these functions are very insecure by their design. By the design, they are insecure and leave the user vulnerable for attack, for locally and from users on other computer. Let's see how we will hack in this situation, in the remember me option. So this option is usually implemented using cookies. How you do it? When you log in, the website, the server creates a persistent cookie. Persistent means which is stored on your computer, local computer. So server create a persistent cookie and ask, please set this value, remember me user equal to username. Remember me user equal to username, for example, information system security. ISS. So remember this username, store this value in the cookie, store this value in the cookie. And when later on any request goes, the cookie purpose is that the browser send this cookie information to the server so that the server can know which user is communicated. You remember the session management, students? Remember the session management?
Yes, doctor.
So when you send any request, after you have checked the remember me, so they send this username in the remember me user. And when this cookie value is received on the server, server trusts the cookie because cookie is generated for authenticated user, right? So when the server see that this cookie is received, so server bypass the login process. Server say, okay, what is the username? This is the username, and go and access that username from the database and create the session for that user. That's it. No login. So what you can do, you can capture this in the proxy and you log in with your account, but later on when remember me user cookie is going, here you can put the username of other user. Up to here, clear? Understood how you will have this situation?
Yes, doctor, clear.
So you are sitting on your own computer, you log in with your own dummy account, but after login, then you hack the other user account. So this is one option to have the remember me, but sometimes they don't store the username here. So they don't store the username, rather they store the session ID. If they store the session ID, then there are two things. Either you can copy somehow the session ID of the other user, which are other techniques you will learn, inshallah, in the next coming classes, that how to hack the session ID of the user. But also, you can also learn how this session ID is created. How this session ID is created, because the programmer sitting over there, it is same like you. He's a programmer. He has used some algorithm to generate this session ID, right? And usually these session IDs, algorithms are very common. For example, you append username with the date and time. You append username with date, so that will become a unique ID, right? Session ID purpose is to generate the unique ID, right? So usually programmers, they generate the unique session ID with your username and append it with the date. So in this way, if you can understand how the session ID is being generated, you can generate a session ID for a specific user and try to hack it. The other possibility is you can also write some code to hack the session ID of a user, which inshallah I will teach you in the next class. Up to here, clear, students? Clear, students?
Yes, clear, doctor.
Okay, good. Now, as a good programmer, good security professional, it is your responsibility that, okay, I discuss one other situation. Before I finish the lecture, I discuss one other situation. If, for example, website is not allowing you that after five times, if you try 6th time, then they say your account is blocked, right? If I enter 5-6 times, they say your system is blocked, right? If I continue, so in some time it will block my account. After some attempts, it will block my account. So if there is such a functionality implemented that they block my account, how will you hack in this situation? Students, tell me. If they say your account is blocked after a certain number of attempts, how you will handle this situation? Any idea? Anyone?
Brute force attack.
Yeah, but brute force, but after 4 or 5 times, they will block your account. Now, there is one thing you should think, how they will implement this functionality to know that how many attempts you have done. How a website will know how many attempts you have done. How a website will know. What are the possible options? How a website know how many times a user has tried to change the password. How they can know? You are a web programmer, right? If you are a web programmer, how you will do it? How you will do it, students? You will create a session variable, right? You will create a session variable, or you will create a view state variable, or you will create a cookie value to store how many attempts you have done, right? Because you know web does not maintain the state, right? So if you want to maintain any value, you have to either put in a session or in view state or in cookie. Remember this as a web programmer, you know this, right? Yes or no, students?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So if, for example, how many attempts you are doing, if it is, for example, I give you example of cookie because many people may not be memorizing now session and view state. So if, for example, it is stored in cookie, so there will be some variable like this, login attempts equal to First time you tried, it will set to 1. In the request header, it will be going as 1. Second time, it will be going as 2. Third time, it will be going as 3, right? In the request header. Understand?
Yes.
So you can capture this in the proxy. And every time you are requesting, you can also create this as a variable in the intruder. You can create this as a variable in the intruder if you are launching many attacks, and every time provide it value 1. Every time provide it value 1. You understand? So when this value will be going 1, what the server will think? How many attempts you have done?
Just the only one.
Only 1. So in this way, you can fail this functionality that server is keeping track of that how many attempts you have done. Understand this situation, student?
Yes, doctor, clear.
Okay, so this is how, depending upon how the functionality is implemented, depending upon how the website is working, you can hack the website by tweaking your situation. Okay, so now how you will secure it? How we will secure the authentication? So to implement the secure authentication, some basic guidelines are here. So number 1, you should use a strong password. Or number 2, handle the secretly credentials, your username, password. You handle them secretly, that not disclosing in the get method or in the query string. You need to validate the credentials properly. Implement in the programming which stops the brute force attacks. Or you need to implement the misuse of password change and password recovery and remember me option. But believe me, even people know these options, still it is very difficult task to protect your password from all these attacks. Anyhow, this is not a perfect world, so we are working. So we are trying to keep things as difficult as possible so that our accounts are not hacked. Clear, students?
Yes, doctor, clear. Thank you.
Okay. So if you want to study more attacks like Windows authentication or built-in authentication, so then you can study this book, which I have mentioned here. So they have even given you examples how to hack the Windows integrated hacking or even other ones, some others. So, but because they are a little bit advanced, we already covered so many techniques. So I hope it was very interesting and inshallah it will be very useful. Okay, students?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, I think all students were present, but please, students, when you come and join, so then don't go away. So that because I cannot repeat the lecture every time. And you can see that because to show you the examples, I have to show you my account. So that's why I disabled it. It's not illegal that I did not showed you that in the recording. It was just to protect my privacy. Okay. So I have shown you many examples, the realistic top websites example. Still, you can see almost all the world, they are vulnerable. So please don't try any trick on the live website, is a crime, and only stick to your website which you have chosen. Okay, students? I will mark your attendance, or let me complete the process because then I will also be going outside. Okay, banner is not working. Okay, my account is, I need to update. So I will mark your attendance. Okay, students?
Yes, doctor. Doctor, I have a question.
Thank you,
about the
sir.
project.
Yes, yes. What is the question?
The project, we have to summarize articles. The articles, it should be like talking about the steps how to act the attack, right?
Yes, yes, yes. How to attack and also how to protect from that attack. Okay.
So we can use our slide like a reference for that.
Slide, you mean?
Yes, we have studied it yet.
I have given you template. I have given you template. Anyone, you can see OWASP login. I told you OWASP, and they have this one page sheet where they put how to put the information, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Okay, good luck. And those groups who have not selected their categories, please select their categories now so that you start working on project and complete it. Just 3-4 weeks remaining. Okay. Any more questions, students? Any more question?
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, good luck. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam. Thank you.